Welcome to the Virtuoso Podcast.
I didn't understand why we would have music branded as folk choral and some branded. Sometimes when you take the contest song, everybody is relaxed. Once you take the choral song, the people. And so I was just looking for a way to blend this. And then the quartet idea came in because I'd written quite a number of works. And there was no way to showcase it. It was going to take some time. It would never come out. So I decided with some friends to just go hit the studio. I was fortunate, I had Cynthia. Cynthia was my chorister at St. John. And Parry was with the Winnipeg Youth Choir, but he was staying with me. Then he had also come to Legon, so he was with me. And then Eddie Gazy and then Kennedy. So I called all of them. And then we started. I think we didn't keep long on that. I think for rehearsal, we rehearsed like 2 weeks. Oh. And then we recorded just one night, one evening at Tema. And then I had to go and play the organ again with Kofiata. And I think it was quite an impressive one. I didn't have so much faith in it because there were optional tunes, new tunes for some of the hymns. And I knew that the people, even at church, some of the stuff will call that set tune and about tune. So I was thinking about how is it going to be. But I think God, in His own engineering, He did something with it. And the people fell in love with it. And that inspired some of us to just move forward out there. And I was still with the Winnipeg Youth Choir then, so it was not to start a choir. It had nothing to do with start a choir, but for a project. So I had to finish my work with the Winnipeg Youth Choir. Even with my work with the Winnipeg, when I had completed my work with the Winnipeg Youth Choir, I didn't have any intention of just starting a choir. That was not the idea. So maybe we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. Yeah, so Harmonious Quartet started. I actually met both Parry and Kennedy at Legon. And I mean for the first time I was hearing like amazing choral voices. And so to have heard them on the recording, it was quite remarkable. And I used to come to Auntie Joyce's house for the breakfast meetings.
Okay.
And in fact, in Biabedin, Andrew was bringing me.
Is it the Choices Samodi? She used to host a program
in a house, like the garden. Every quarter.
We at that point we're doing every last Saturday of the month.
Of the month, yes. I used to attend that.
Okay.
And I saw the quartet become a double quartet, and it kept growing. Then we realized Harmonious Choral had been born. Tell me about that.
What happened was that after that's a secondary school. I think I love secondary school. After my first degree at Legon, when my undergrad studies, I did my national service at the department. And the next stop was that I was traveling.
You live in Ghana?
Was very common.
You were just going.
Yeah. I was Jamie.
Jackpot.
You see, because I had not. The only musicians I've seen practice music were all leaving the country, or they had all left. So it was like those years. A few of them were into other professions, like Professor Sechibedu and Javier Sefi then and all those. But apart from them, the rest who are practicing music were all outside the country. It meant that things are not very okay here for the musicians. So growing up, I didn't know they would be able to kind. So I didn't have any. After Winnipeg Youth Choir, I went to live in Tema to take care of St. Paul Choir, but the underlying thought was that I was traveling. So it was very difficult for me, and every time wherever I go, when I meet Mama Joyce will say, James, why don't you say you're not so quiet? It was disturbing me. And you meet other friends, and someone proposes, oh, Charlie, why don't you enlarge this your group and make it a bigger? Was a bed. I didn't know how to combine that with the plans I had. And one day I just got convinced that let's give it a try. Once we started, that's when Abruchi planned sending in our invitations and other things. It was a tough time, but I think the choir has also been blessed that, when I informed Mama Joyce that we had met, we've done one rehearsal, one all-night rehearsal, and things were very okay. She was going to have another program, Choices Sabbath, in the house.
Okay.
I think with Winneba Youth Choir, Methodist Evangel Choir, and I think Jesus and Mary. And then she said, James, there's a choir number for Hombra. So we had 2 rehearsals as a choir before that program. And I think the reception was very good. And right after that, we started things. But the problematic issue was me, whether I'm staying here or I'm traveling. That has been a big issue. And I thank God I'm here.
Yeah. So what finally got you to stay?
The love of music, and I just had to make a decision that, yes, things like this have not happened before. I could see that any musician who left their choirs or group left with a spirit. I have not seen any serious group in this country survive when the leader is out of town. And for me, I traveled and a lot of people were calling me, sending me messages. I remember then Facebook, we didn't have WhatsApp. WhatsApp, and someone was texting me, so James, are you leaving us here? Are you going to disgrace us here? I left this choir to join you. It was a problem for me. I felt that I'm betraying a lot of people who have sacrificed other things to be a part of my ministry. So I'm just thinking about my personal life. It was difficult for me, but I just decided that I will come. I don't know what the future had at the time. I didn't know. When I was not working, I was young, I was not doing anything, but I just wanted to come. And I think God has his own ways of doing things, and I don't regret it.
Harmonious Choral is definitely a leading choir in this country, and it takes a lot to build an institution like that. When we met at our concert, you shook my hand and you said something. You said that building a choir and sustaining it for 10 years makes you emotional.
It will change you.
Tell us some of the things.
Working with people will change you.
Yeah.
If you don't learn, you have to learn along the way. How you are may change. So yesterday I was talking to someone. The person said, "Oh, so James, you are going to be 40." He said, I've been 50 years, over 10, 15 years ago. Because with the work I do and the pressure, everybody has their own interests, emotions, behavior, all this, their confusion, their problems in their house, work, they come and throw it at you. And you have to be very careful not to treat them like they have been treated outside. You need to be very careful. You'll be emotional, you'll be disappointed, it's part of life.
Yeah.
So I have learned a lot through these years of being a choir master or choir leader. It's not been easy. But I have one principle. One principle is that any decision for the good of the choir will do it. It will earn you enemies or you will lose friends. But you see, one thing is that even those you will lose because of that principle, they admire you for your principle. They will fight you. They will really fight you. You hear a lot of things about yourself. Some of them, those saying it, they know it's not true. They know very well that it's not true. But let's do it because he has to go down. It's not because you have done anything. It's just because of your belief in what you are also doing and your principle. Without principle, you cannot do anything. So once you believe in the principle and you are not doing anything to hurt anybody intentionally, you go. Anyone I lose is part of life. People this choir or whatever you do, you would meet different people. We started with people who are very committed. Some had to travel, school, and other things. Now, once there are people who are committed to do what you're doing by principle and you're maintaining, you don't lower standards, you are good to go. And one day I will not be there. Someone will also have to take care of it. So if you build a good organization, someone will also benefit.
Indeed.
But if it was just about some things, compromising on so many things, it will not go beyond you. Nobody can benefit. So that's what I think.
Can you share with us one difficult moment that you've had to deal with in building your choir?
Harmonious Choral, the difficulties are many. But one thing I just want to shock you about is that people outside will think that, this choir has no problem, especially finance, when it comes to financial issues. People think that the choir has no issues at all. But I'm shocking you that it's a choir that has been built with love and just consistency. Wherever we will get it from, we'll do it. We will do it. Once you have said we'll do it, we'll do it. And one good thing I know about this choir is that for all these years, when they say today we're going to do this, never come to change. I won't do it again. You'll find a means to do it. It doesn't mean they have it in abundance. Sometimes it's been personal things. You know, nothing is coming back to you, and you still have to push a lot of things in it. Sometimes with little or no appreciation as well. Yeah. People who benefit from it will not even appreciate it. And sometimes, as a choir leader, your issues are many.
Yeah, I can relate. Yeah.
You speak the truth, and some people don't even believe you. Is it possible that Tiofi will finish this program at conference center with all the big men there? And Tiofi said he spent 20,000 or 30,000 on this concert. No, he has made money. Whatever you say, because there's, in some people's estimation, once you make some name and there are people around you, it comes with money. And then they have no idea the struggles that some of us go into, the demands. Yeah. Sometimes after concert, you have to put your phone off. Yeah. Someone just calls that, Kofi, making them say, I don't have money. So, but it ended on a concert. I said, but here we are, gramophone thinking about this concert as belonging to the choir, and even when someone donates anything, it doesn't belong to the maestro, it belongs to the choir. Exactly. But someone thinks that, the maestro is living well, especially when you're trying small. You see your car, it's, this guy
is living large.
So these are some of the difficulties we encounter.
I can understand,
Maybe another thing is that it's an organization, so I expect that we'll not keep everybody forever.
Indeed.
My principle is that the choir or myself should be on the right trajectory. It should be, if we have to take a decision about someone, it should be in the interest of the choir. If it's in the interest of the choir, even if I have to lose friendship, it's part of it.
It is.
If you take two wrong decisions, not in favor of friendship, not in favor of the choir, then where are you standing?
Indeed, yeah.
So it's difficult, but it's the work of God, we believe. He'll take care of it.
Yeah, you've done well. You have, aside Harmonious Choral, you have blessed our country, you blessed the nation with.
Amen.
Indeed, you are the president's favorite composer. if your song is his favorite song, then you're his favorite composer.
Maybe.
And you've given us material, for us also other choirs to perform. And it's not just that, but it's the aptitude, the dexterity with which you write. Recently, we had a wild idea at our concert. We combined Mendelssohn's Lift Thine Eyes with your My Help Comes from the Lord. And if you didn't know the piece, you wouldn't think that. You think it was the same piece. That just shows how good of a composer you are. And
small.
if we can talk a bit about that, I'm of the firm belief that good composition, although I know composition can be studied, I think it's a gift, because two people compose a song, one is loved, the other not so loved, and sometimes it goes beyond the technical competence. It's just, so tell us, what is your thought process when you are composing?
An artist who decides to give the world something should have a very strong will, and should also know what he wants to give the world. If you don't know where you are going, you can never get to that destination. For me, I see composition as a gift to the world, which you really need to think about the subjects. What do you want to give the world? What do you want to write for the world? And then it doesn't just come. Some ideas may fall into your head. You can put it down. But if you are just quick to put things together and bring it out as a composition, what will happen is that we'll listen to it and see that we have heard a song like this. We have many of this. So what is the difference? At least from the time now, I know what I'm doing. I mean, we all started from a point, let's say from school, and so we're writing, but it gets to a point that you know that, okay, I know what I'm doing. I want to compose. I want to write about the subjects in the Bible. My help comes from the Lord. Okay, which parts of the scripture do you want to use? Okay, I want to use the Lord is my keeper. So you design it. I do that for myself. One, it helps me to sustain the work to wherever I want it to go. I used to just write some years ago, just start writing Wonderful Love of God, and then I get stuck at some point. What is next? How do I continue this music? If you're not careful, you will bring anything, or you will quote your last music just to finish and go. But if you plan it, it gives you a very large materials to work with. You know that, okay, I'm starting with a unison. I want to modulate here. I would like male voices only to take it, whilst the accompaniment does this. Or I want female voices to come in. So it's like a design. It's a full, like architecture work. So you plan it by 50. I'll be in this key. I'll change. We'll do this. We'll go. Okay. Now the keyboard alone will play for some time. Okay. Or just the voices. And then, so it's a design. You plan. And then you think about the musical elements you want to include. That is the advantage of having some education. Even without it, you can educate yourself and know musical elements. Unison is one of them. Okay, a DVC is one of them. Harmony, call and respond, they are all parts. So you decide, what am I going to do? About 20. I want soprano and alto. Like my help comes when I want soprano and alto to start by a call. I to the hills, respond. I to the hills, we lift my hand, we lift my hand. To the hills, we lift my hand. They come together. And I want to end on this chord. My da-da-da-da-da, a repetition. My safety come to end. Then what next? The Lord is my keeper. I want a call to start from basis. And then tenor in modulation and come back to together. So your plan is just your architecture work. It's your own planning. You're not looking at anybody. Make sure that it is beautiful for you and consider those who are going to perform as well, especially range and other things. If you write it suits you, and then the ranges are not correct, nobody will sing it. It should be comfortable for everybody. Whilst challenging them a little bit, you know that they have to learn. The choirs also select pieces because they want some challenge. When they are done with a piece and it's like a normal high life piece to dance, then there's no challenge. Because high life is not very serious. We want to just dance and go. But when we want to sing, let's say a piece, a selection, we want to get something from it. So if you can give us that one as a composer, we'll come for you. And some people are of the wrong notion that, because gramophone has sung this song, that's why, or harmonious choral has done it, that's why it's popular. I think I want to discourage such people a bit. Good music flies.
Yes.
Even if it's from whatever choir. If it's good music, it will go like this. There are some composers whose music became popular without Winneba Youth Choir or this other choir singing. When Shushu was, or Years to Come was not recorded by Winneba Youth Choir.
Exactly.
It was recorded by the composer himself. But with time, because it's good music, everybody wanted it. The text, the melody, everybody wanted it. And then that opened the door, and everybody wants to hear the next composition from the composer. So it is not just a case of who is performing. Who performs it makes it nicer. It's okay. But the work itself should be totally liberated, a full piece on its own, that anybody can pick it up and then enjoy it. That's what I think.
I mean, there's a reason why you are here. You are virtuoso. You have mastered your craft, and we are all beneficiaries.
Thank you.
Of it. We are so proud of you.
Thank you.
Armaah at 40.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel to be 40 years old? 40 scares me because I remember my father's 40th birthday, so it means that
you are growing.
We are growing.
40 years. It was just yesterday that I felt, when I started playing for the Winneba Youth Choir, I was 16.
Wow.
And I was very young. Everybody, so small boy. And it's not been too long. I still can remember a lot of things. And within a twinkling of an eye, I'm 40. Wow. I feel so grown. And but on the other side, there are some people also think that, then you're too young. Because there are people I've met for so long. I mean, as at 2007, I became the choir master of the cathedral in Tema. I was 23 years. And the cathedral had a lot of older people, 60, 70, and where there are disputes, I had to settle. They didn't know that I was that young. Yeah. And I remember some people said, this small boy, and the small boy they are referring to will be someone about 40 or 45 years. And I will be settling the matter. Yeah. And it's just because they didn't know my age. Yeah. And I think maybe I also handled myself quite well with others. I've been amongst Mpenimfo for so long. So some of them think I'm too young. They feel disappointed. But 40 years, we expect it. They say life begins at 40. Yeah. They say real life begins at 40. Yeah. And say you can feel pain without the cause. But I say yesterday you feel them watch. I feel I've been more than 40 so many years. I've been dealing with Mpenimfo problems. Yeah. I think 40 years it's a big milestone. Mm-hmm. To the glory of God. I'm happy that I'm going to see 40.
Yeah, we are. And you have accomplished a lot.
Thank God.
And you deserve all the accolades that you get.
Thank you.
We are so proud of you. 40. So what do the next 40 years hold?
There should be good music. Music changing the world. And music should change the world. But I'm certain that the next 40 years we'll be here. We may be here. if you're not here, we will then have accomplished what we had to do, and God Himself will grant our souls some rest. We hope the world should be better. Music should be, Africans should be respected when it comes to the arts. We should have more institutions that support the arts. You go somewhere and they do it, elsewhere they do it, but here we struggle. That's why every individual musician is struggling to do something. We don't have the systems. But I pray that it won't even be the next 40 years, but the next few years, people should see what music is doing to this our country and our continent. Music is changing a lot of things and bringing a lot of people together, even religion. People who had no appreciation of themselves. Let me be frank with you. For instance, if you're talking about the relationship between Adventist people and Catholics, years ago used to be something. They didn't want anything together. But today, because of music, we sit in the same group with Adventist Catholics here, and they are friends. They're going. Nothing happens. It's because music has brought us together. And so the music has the power to unite us and to do a lot for us. I pray that we'll not lose our music. And there will be some financial opportunities for musicians as well. Yeah.
I don't hear you talk about your family much. But fortunately, I know your wife. Mm-hmm. I know your wife very well.
Very, very well.
How has it been a family man and a musician?
Oh, it's been good so far. I think the blessings, God holds some blessings until you get there, and He gives that one to you. From beginning, it could be somehow a bit difficult. It depends on the situations, and you are learning. It's a different thing knowing someone outside and coexisting with them. You yourself, you will discover yourself. You will discover yourself that you're impatient and not you don't understand things like this, and so you find your feet learning about each other, and being able to be there for 4 years. I think God has done so much for me.
Congratulations.
And we have 2 boys for me. I thank God. She's a good woman, and I thank God for her life. Yeah. I pray that we experience more years.
Yeah. I'm sure she'll be happy to hear.
Oh, she's a good woman, and I thank her for everything.
I'll go for you. We're rounding up.
Yes.
What do you do for fun, aside composing and conducting and directing and teaching?
I watch some movies. I like comedy movies.
Okay.
I want to laugh, so I love Nigerian comedy movies and comedy movies of the world. I love the African ones more than I think, and I'm a proper African man. I love African stuff than somehow the Western stuff. I also like Hindi movies a lot, and then I want to read about the world. I like history, so I want to go back to what caused the war in Liberia. I want to know why people are fighting in this country. So I spend time doing a number of these things. So just to keep being abreast with what is happening in the world. So I have some fun, but I'm not too modern like others. I'm not too modern.
I never knew that you like movies. So that's good. That's some new knowledge for me.
I like Nigerian comedy.
Okay.
I don't like these brookie hard movies. I don't have time for them.
Okay. Agofi, you are our first guest on the Virtuoso Podcast. We want to start a tradition. You are going to leave one question for the next guest to answer. Any question at all for the next guest to answer? Around music.
When are we, as choirs doing very well in Ghana, putting ourselves together in a performance? The person should answer that.
Okay.
I want to see a big stage having harmonious gramophone and other big choirs doing something.
That's a good question.
So my question to the person is that when are we going to do that?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Yes.
Happy birthday
Thank you.
in advance.
Thank you so
And
much.
we
Thank you so much.
are looking forward to the concert on Sunday.
Thank you.
We will be there to
Yes,
support
please.
us.
And I also
as
have a
usual.
program on Saturday, so all are invited.
Yes. So please tell
On
us
Saturday,
about
we
the
are doing
program.
hymns and prayers, just
Okay.
10 to 12, and this time it's taking place at the Wesley Towers.
Oh, you moved it because
Yes,
I
please.
think it was
We had a challenge with Bethany, so we're going to Wesley Towers
Wesley Towers. Okay.
on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12. It's a hymns singing. It's open. There's no choir. We are all choir, and then we have the maestros, conductors, and then
Awesome.
they play music for us to enjoy.
Great,
It's a free
great,
program.
great.
By Sunday, it's
And
a
Sunday,
ticketed
what are we to expect on Sunday?
it will be a powerful one, I believe. There are a lot of anointed people coming to minister to the people of God. It's going to be an awesome one, some experience.
Amen.
Let me not also forget to wish the gramophone a happy 10th anniversary.
Thank you very much.
We are still waiting for the conclusion of the matter.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Mr. James Varrick Armaah,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you for doing this with us.
I'm
God
grateful.
bless you. And we look forward to more from you. God bless you.
God bless you too.
All right, sir. Thank you for staying with us. This has been the first episode of the Virtuoso Podcast, and our guest has been James Varrick Armaah. It's been a wonderful conversation, such a legend of our time. We would like to implore you to like and subscribe to our channel. It will mean a lot to us. It will help us reach more people and help us bring you more content like this. Thank you for watching the Virtuoso Podcast, and see you next time.